Welcome back. Today we're looking at liminal spaces. Ooh. This is my favorite thing ever. As far as what we do on this channel goes, I love it, man. These things, they make you think, they make you feel weird, they make you feel eerie nostalgia, they make you feel like time is a flat circle. I don't know, but I love them. There's just some insane photography that we see from this that just captures such dreamlike things. Liminal space, for those of you that don't know, I don't like the official definition very much. It is images, more or less, that are missing something. They feel sort of dreamlike. They're like a city street with no cars or people, a field with no people or anything, just flat, just almost like it could have been made in a computer or in a dream. Things that are simple, weird architecture, strange geometry, things that were designed in a way that you're like, why did someone make it this way? Just things that feel sort of dreamlike and otherworldly. Let's jump into it. First image, just an easy one to get you started, a little softball for you. Field, blue sky, some clouds, right? Very blank slate, very just wide open. You could walk forever in that direction. You could believe this field goes on for infinity, and I like that. Same thing, but now it's green. How'd that happen? You could just imagine this goes on forever, you know? Like it's just like you're in a Minecraft super flat world. You just spawned in, everything is flat in every direction, green and blue, blank world. Ooh, getting a little more complex here. We got some trees, we got some hills, we got some little trails. That's interesting. This one doesn't really do the same thing as the other ones to me, but I still like it. It still feels kind of blank, you know, like people haven't been here in a long time kind of thing, or that there were some people here that were zapped away. Field in the fog. This one is even easier to imagine how far this could go on. This could just be infinity. You know, there could be anything in the fog. There could be nothing in the fog. There could be a big old guy in their fog. You could be a big old guy in the fog. Something to think about. You've also got stuff like this, which is, what in the hell? What is this? This is a hotel inside of a warehouse that someone stayed at. A hotel inside of a warehouse. Hotels in a lot of ways feel very much like warehouses that are repurposed to support human habitation, I suppose. Like it's very copy-paste rooms with all like the essentials of living, just in like this big giant brick of a building. Putting one of those in a warehouse is like double claustrophobic, I guess. I can't even wrap my head around this image, dude. This looks so strange that this is real. I had to confirm it was real too, because I almost didn't believe it. This is a hotel in Philadelphia, and that's just wild. I can't imagine staying here too. Like different personalities, I guess, but like if I'm traveling to a new place, like a new country or new city or anything, I will always look up and do my due diligence of research on where I'm staying before I book it. Imagine showing up for your hotel and not realizing it was inside of a warehouse, dude. Did you look at a single image or read a single review? Although I guess they could have just showed pictures from inside, but you think someone would include in their review that like, hey man, nice hotel, great amenities. However, the entire thing is in a warehouse, and they kept asking us to dig a tunnel. By the way, that was a fire reference to Breaking Bad, if you've seen it. Hilarious reference. We love those here. But yeah, super bizarre. Can't even believe it. I don't know why you would need to do this. I feel like this would hurt your business, right? Putting it in a warehouse, like who's gonna see this picture and be like, yeah, book it. It's like, dude, I'll spend the extra $15 to stay in a hotel that's outdoors. Tennis in a cave? What's going on today, huh? Hotel in a warehouse, tennis in a cave, what next? Swimming pool in an airport? That'd be kind of sick, actually. That'd actually be kind of cool. Tennis court in a cave, jeez. So weird to see. It's such a strange combination. It is truly a cave, truly like an old mine of some kind, and they just slapped a tennis court on there. They're like, well, we're not really mining anymore. What should we do with it? Tennis court? Cool. Dude, imagine the sound being in here. Imagine the whack. Imagine the yelling, playing tennis in a place this reverberating. I did look this place up, and it is a salt mine in Romania. And dude, every picture of this place is so weird. It looks cool. Like I would love to see this, but man, they really just decided to turn a salt mine into like kind of a janky amusement park. Like this is a go-kart course. This is a little like, I don't know, movie theater experience. This is like medieval Severance. Dude, it's so weird. I was flabbergasted looking at these pictures, and there's a bunch of them too. Like it's just, look at this, dude. They got beanbag chairs down here. What don't they have? Imagine having a slumber party down here, dude. Imagine getting your besties together and having a slumber party down here. These are like the good beanbag chairs too, at least this one. Look how full that looks, man. Although imagine this place in the dark. Imagine being like down there with your besties, of course, and then they're like, okay, good night, and they flip like a big light switch and all the lights go out, and suddenly you're in a cave in the dark. Like, I'm sorry, man. I love a good beanbag chair, but when there's monsters nearby, I need my blankie. So strange, but like really fascinating. Like, look at how cursed this looks. This image with no context is crazy. Just like people casually playing ping pong. And I don't know what this is even supposed to be back here. I guess this is the tennis court. Bro, you guys know you're in a cave, right? I can't imagine being in a salt mine cave and being like, yo, let's play some pool, dude. But yeah, pretty funny, pretty crazy, really interesting. Produces some very interesting photos, and I kind of love it. And this one stands out to me as out of place because this looks like a frantic escape, like they're just trying to desperately get out of this mine because they woke a Balrog from digging too deep, and they're just like, we gotta get out of here. Looks so scary. Like, oh, finally, light. Oh, good, they made it. I was blown away by that. Hopefully that was as interesting to you as it was to me. If you're ever in Romania, you gotta check out the salt mine. It is called that. It's got 4.5 stars too. This cinema hasn't been updated since the 1990s. Hell yeah, dude. Back in the day when they would ask a simple question, how many shapes should we use? And they would answer all of them. Squares on the ceiling, circles on the ceiling. We got diamonds, we got triangles, we got rectangles, and look at this. The floor, it's squiggles made of circles. We got cylinder pillars, kind of crazy. This whole middle area is a circle. The neon is sweet too. It definitely brings together the liminal nature of this image. Very strangely designed, very inefficiently designed too, in like a good way. Like, I don't know, adding a circular inner area to like a square room is kind of funny to me. It feels like a waste of space, but it looks cool, and that's what matters. Also, the handrail on flat ground is sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, old movie theaters, like 90s movie theaters, really were a certain kind of vibe. Definitely nostalgic to see, and I don't know why movie theaters always had to have neon lights like this, but I love it, man. This whole room has got that pinkish liminal glow to it. What a dream, what a place. Ooh, stairs to heaven. If this goes to heaven, then where am I? Yeah, this is really cool. Are the stairs pinkish, or is the lighting just making them look like that? Because everything in here looks so gray, but the light, which looks like just a white light, is making the stairs look like a range of kind of pinkish, orangish almost. I don't know, really cool image, absolutely liminal. I would much like to go up these stairs because this room that I'm in looks terrifying. It looks like I am in a warehouse that maybe has a hotel just lurking ever so menacingly behind me, inching closer to me every second. I have to go home. Nice. This is cool, kind of like the first image we looked at with the field and the sky and the trees. Yeah, this is sweet. The fact that it's all yellow, like it's, you know, flowers or whatever, I think. What am I seeing here? Is this a wheat field? I don't know, but it being yellow, it's so just bright yellow too, paired with the like dismal dark sky. Sweet. I don't know what they did, if they edited this photo at all, but it looks really cool. If you woke up here, you would assume that you were dead. Here we go. This is definitely like a 3D model, but pretty cool. Kind of a staircase with a bunch of nonsensical benches and lamp posts going down into oblivion. There's also this with all of them on, and I kind of prefer them off. Do you agree? Because in this one, you can see how far it goes, and it just feels way too silly, computer graphic-y, like full-blown back rooms, like just not real at all. And obviously, same thing, it's not real, this would never happen. But without knowing how far it goes, it could go to infinity with a little imagination, or it could end right there with a cliff, or there could be like a scary guy down there. Whatever you want to come up with, I guarantee you my imagination is scarier than anything they can put in here, you know? So, leave it to me, man. I'll make it scary for you. Visited girlfriend in her new apartment, and this place was so eerie, couldn't pinpoint why. Oh my goodness. Couldn't pinpoint why? What do you mean? This entire thing is so creepy for very pinpointable reasons. I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's kind of cool, isn't it? You've got the like red doors, this like water, I guess, but why is it so gray? It looks almost like goop, you know, like just like a gray goo. Kind of cool also that you could just step into it, you know, just whenever you want. You shouldn't, but you could. The ceiling looks like it should open up. This looks like it should be open air, but it's got this goofy ceiling to it. Like, what is this? Is this open? Why does it look like that? This place could desperately use some natural lighting, not just like spooky office building lights combined with like red ambient lights. Like, look at how the red is just glistening off of a bunch of stuff. It gives it such a villainous character. Like, honestly, if you used any other color or just didn't have lights here, this would lower how eerie this building is by like half. But the red accent makes me think of that game Control. I guess just because red and like kind of office building stuff. It just looks like the building itself is sinister. I don't know. I like it. I think this is really cool. I can't imagine coming home to this every day, or like having friends over and like every time they come over, they just like are concerned they're not going to be able to leave. Like, you walk up this paradoxical staircase and you just keep going up forever. You're like, oh, I thought you said you were on the second floor. It's like, yeah, just keep going. 3,000 steps later, you're like, I think I might have stepped into purgatory at some point. Interesting. Pretty wild. It's funny to be like, I don't know why this is creepy, but there was something a little off about it. I'm like, bro, literally, what isn't off about this? Where do you live that this is only slightly strange to you? My guy lives in an apartment in a warehouse. Here we go. Dude, this is cool. I feel like this is a good example of like, it's not really a transitionary space. I mean, you could say it's a transitionary space from the second floor to the first floor, I suppose. But like, there's nothing really missing from this photo, except for maybe some decor. Am I right? Put something on the walls, for crying out loud. It is a weird shape. Everything is weirdly shaped. Like, you've got this rounded wall, a bunch of straight walls. It's like a 30-degree turn, which is just strange that you would ever have that. At the end here, you can kind of go left or right around a rounded wall. Like, that's weird. Nothing like was made with everything else in mind. It felt like they just made the building like 1 foot at a time. They just kind of were like, stairs. And let's have it turn a little bit for some reason. And then let's do more stairs. Like, why didn't they just do 1 set of stairs to get down to this level? Why did they do 2 half stairs with like a little platform? You know, like the whole thing is just nonsense. Also, why does it feel like a crime to have brick colored tiles? Like, I thought this was brick at first, but it's tile. They're just like mixing and matching willy-nilly. Also, this floor looks like concrete, but it's like a gray carpet. Like, they're just trying to confuse my brain. I like it though. This is liminal to me, because I like these sorts of ones that are just liminal in a way that you can't really grasp. You know, it's like, this is just, something is weird about this. Someone designed this, and that someone, I would like to speak to them and just ask them why. You know, why? Why? This is like what happens when you hire someone who's never built anything, not even a Lego set before. They're like, sure, I've seen things before. I'll just build it from memory. I'll just wing it. Let's only put lights on the stairs. Let's put no lights on the ceiling. Scary tunnel. This person says they work in this building. Hold on. I have questions. They said this is the 3rd floor of a university. Like, this isn't some basement back hallway. This is just the 3rd floor. You're like walking to the next classroom through this. What is this? University for gifted specters? This is so creepy looking. Also, like, put some more lights in there, you know? Put some carpet down. I don't mind it being skinny, although I don't love that. It would not take that much to make this go from a terrifying hallway of death to like, hey, it's just a skinny hallway, who cares? Big storm rolling into the beach. A bunch of beach chairs with the umbrellas rolled up, which I kind of like just that alone. It looks like a bunch of ghosts organizing, and that's the way that I'm going to interpret it. Best case scenario, these are umbrellas. Second best case scenario, they're ghosts, and we're not going to talk about worst case scenario. The beach is very liminal at night, especially with the clouds rolling in. We've seen a lot of great liminal beach photos where the water just kind of goes out and you can't see the end of it, and then the sky, you can't really see where the water ends and the sky begins, and the beach and the sand, and there's usually people everywhere, but there's no one there at night, because who wants to go to the beach in the dark? Not me. Very liminal, very cool. Oh, here we go. This is true. This is like classic liminal. This is what this whole thing was built on. Just goofy, fun colors, strange shapes. Stairs, for whatever reason, are liminal. Just perfectly blue sky, no clouds. Just like a Sims game. You know, just like a video game level that's not finished yet, or like an abandoned multiplayer game server. Just something where there should be more here, but there isn't. For whatever reason, this is definitely like a rooftop, maybe heading towards like a maintenance room or something. This is just not a place people are usually going, but they still had to make it where someone could travel it. You know, I want to go here. I want to hang out in a place like this. But it's possible images like this are produced just by capturing just the liminal part, you know? Like if you were standing here, maybe there's people at a picnic table behind you. Maybe there's like a Starbucks to your right. You know, maybe there's a bunch of stuff that makes this not liminal, but you're able to capture just the liminal part. Like, I don't know if you guys watched my liminal space video I did where I went out and took all the photos. Go watch it if you haven't. I'll probably link it. That's one of my favorite videos I've done because it was so fun to go out and try to do this myself. But it's absolutely true that a lot of times the image is captured amidst things that aren't liminal. Like you find a building that looks weird and you have to capture it right when there's no one in front of it or no lights on or whatever. It is interesting to think of how many of these places are actually liminal in person and just show up because of the angle and the photography and the lighting or whatever. That's why this is so fun though, because it's like a photography style along with an aesthetic. I think it's just fascinating. Time zone. Dude, what in the zoom? Okay, it looks like some sort of arcade type place. Is this a real building? Dude, look at this. It is like a brick of concrete and just grass and a solo path to get there, but it's like a fun place. Dude, this is so good. This is such a good liminal space image. This is like the scariest arcade I've ever seen. Again, this would pair really well with the hotel inside of a warehouse and the tennis court in a cave. Like these could all be in the same town. You leave your hotel out of the warehouse and you go play some tennis and go-kart in a cave, and then you're like, it's getting late. Let's go swing by the arcade really quick before we go back to our warehouse hotel. And then you go here and it's just a dream, you know? I don't know how this exists in this form. What is the rest of the building? That there only needs to be one entrance from here. Would you go here? Would you go to this arcade? Like, is this tantalizing enough? Like, something tells me you'd walk through that door and it would, like, the hologram would go out and you'd realize you just stepped into like a broom closet. You know, you'd realize that it was a mirage. Like this isn't actually here. There's just like a trap door. That's crazy. I can't imagine. Like, does this hurt your business having it look like this? It has to. This would make me not want to go here. Actually, no, it would make me extra want to go here because I don't believe it would actually be like a trap door trick mirage room. I would just be fascinated to see how an arcade in a giant concrete brick would feel. I'd have to go. Dude, nice. Crazy. Some foggy giant bridges on a cold morning. It looks very ominous. Yeah, dude, that's so cool. This reminds me of, there's a show on Apple TV called Silo, and granted, there's not a lot of scenes with no people in them, but this just reminded me of that for some reason. Just like the big concrete things, strange shapes. I don't want to say anything spoilery, so I'm kind of being vague, but watching the show and just like so many things are made of concrete that like if you were to zap the people out of every shot, there's a lot of areas in that show that would look very liminal. And this totally reminds me of it. Just this like kind of concrete nonsense, you know? You can run, but you can't hide. So true. Dang, dude, that's crazy. It's funny because the like copy paste houses uninspired suburban neighborhood thing that we have here in the US is very liminal, with or without a tornado. Tornado does add a certain menacingness to it, you know? It's like, this is dreamcore down here, but you slap this in there and it's nightmare core. It's like, yeah, this is a dream you could have, but you're adding like a little Wizard of Oz kind of nightmare dream to it. And I like that. I think that's a cool combo. We are familiar with dreamcore, but is there nightmare core where you still keep the dream-like quality, but you add it being a bad dream to the equation? Would that still just be dreamcore? Nightmare core, bro. Let's make it a thing. This is crazy. I don't like this. Tornadoes are freaky. I always say this whenever we see big natural weather and stuff like lightning and the eclipse most recently. But if you didn't know that there was a scientific explanation for tornadoes, what a scary thing to see. I mean, scary no matter what. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I saw this as a guy like a couple thousand years ago, I'd be like, yeah, dude, the gods are angry, of course, obviously. What's up with wind? You know, what's up with it? Why is it gotta behave so erratically? Either don't or be nice. Why does wind happen? I know there's a reason, and I know I've read it before, but like air is just sitting there, and then sometimes it's just like, whoa, I'm gonna go that way really fast. I'm like, dude, if you could just stay there, that'd be great. Don't do this, and especially don't do this. None of this. We could just do without that entirely. You're there for me to breathe you, all right? Get in line. Empty, clean room I worked on in 2018. What do you even do with a room like this? Like, do you then put up walls? Because I don't see how this could just be a room that you use in this shape? But also, why would you make it without walls first? I mean, that is kind of how I build buildings in Minecraft. I start with the outline and then I work in the rooms. So maybe it's just the same thing, you know? But imagining this as a room like this, like what? Do you just line it with computers, you know? All the way down, just a bunch of cubicles, I guess? Could be. Reminds me of that one image we saw of the Amazon warehouse, that it was so big that it was like foggy, like you could see the render distance, kind of, I don't know. It was freaky how big these things can be. But yeah, imagine the echo in here, you know? You know what this place needs though? A hotel, for sure. Maybe a couple hotels, you know? Maybe a food court in the middle. Xbox lounge at a resort I stayed at. Xbox lounge? Dude, this guy's got a bigger screen than you. That's funny, they're all different size screens. This is so strange. What was the resort? It's funny that they have them all set up for solo play. I mean, I guess that's just the times we're living in, huh? Back in my day, it was all about split screen and playing games together on the couch together. Those were the days, system linking, connecting multiple Xboxes together and playing all in the same room. And now you gotta sit in this depressing chair and play a game by yourself while sitting next to someone who's also playing a game by themselves. Pretty fun stuff, man. Stuff you definitely couldn't do at home. I'm being a hater. This is kind of a cool room. I mean, this looks like a couch here. Maybe they have it set up for 4-player. This is definitely a bigger screen than the rest of them. So maybe. This just looks depressing. Like I would be embarrassed to just come in here and just play Xbox by myself. Some guy walks in, I'm just like, what's up? And he just starts playing Xbox by himself. And we're like, what are we doing, man? We're at a resort right now. The Unabomber's cabin in FBI storage, yikes. They just brought the whole cabin and put it in storage? You can do that? That's crazy. This is Liminal. So we've had hotels in warehouses, tennis courts in caves, arcades in giant bricks of concrete, and now we've got a cabin inside of a storage room. That's wild. This is a really interesting image. I mean, obviously the backstory here is a little rough, but this is such an eerie image. You could also like repost this to Facebook and recaption it like, this photo's taken inside of Area 51. An alien that can shapeshift into anything has turned itself into a cabin to get people to go inside so we can eat them. And then people on Facebook would believe it. They'd be like, oh dude, that makes sense. That's what it looks like. And I'm so glad that these super deep secrets are ending up on my Facebook feed. That's awesome. But yeah, super crazy. It looks like it should not be there. Also, couldn't you like angle it properly and put it up against the wall? Like, why did you put it like that, you know? Midnight dinner. Interesting. Definitely a 3D created image. Dang, dude. That's crazy. What would this even be for? It's like a theater experience? Because if there was ever a performance on this thing, people back here not only can't hear it, but can't see it. So good luck with that. Uh-oh. Geeky moment. This makes me think of like a Doctor Who episode. Like, this is somewhere that a bunch of people would be tricked to go. Like, oh, you've been invited to this dinner feast experience. And all these people are like getting, you know, invited by a bunch of shady characters to this dinner experience. And they go to this room and then you find out that there's actually like a hungry beast in here and that they are the dinner experience for the beast. Yeah, this definitely feels strange in a lot of ways. I don't know how liminal it feels because it reaches into the back rooms like nonsense too much, where it's not like a place I could ever believe would exist, and that makes it not really eerie nostalgia. It's just kind of eerie. I went tagging with some friends and we came across a scary tunnel. I don't really feel like this is liminal space either, to be honest. This just seems like scary image. I mean, you could argue this is a transition between being alive and then going in there and being dead, because there's banshees in there. But I don't know, it's just kind of a scary image, just a scary tunnel. I don't really feel like it's that liminal, but I like it. It's just not really what we're looking for. Unreal landscape in Italy. Dude, holy smokes. Wowie zowie, zooey mama. This is crazy. This looks like video game terrain. You land on a different planet kind of terrain. You know, like this is otherworldly, literally. Look at this. This isn't even a mountain back here. This is just a spike. This is just a spire. So cool. Look at this angle. It's so like satisfying. It's very triangular. It's very acute. You know, like, because it's acute. Acute, not cute. It's acute. As in I like it though, that's cool. I don't know, it doesn't really give me a liminal space feel though. It's like otherworldly, but like in the wrong way. Like otherworldly is supposed to mean like dreamlike. I guess dreamlike kind of, but it just makes me think of like literally another world, like another planet, like I said. So I don't know. Is this liminal space? I don't know. Are we losing the plot here? Beautiful image, incredible visual, but is it liminal space? I don't know. My hotel room has an unsettling night view. Uh-oh. Buddy hates Christmas. He's like, what the hell is that out there? So creepy. Okay, Mr. Grinch. This is weird though. Jokes aside, I love this. I talked about this before. I love this right here. I love when the night sky and the edge of the water blends into one. Like it's almost the exact same color where you can only barely tell where the cutoff is. So cool. It looks like you're just stepping out into fog. Like the rest of the world is just unloaded, like it's just out of bounds. Also, my brain was saying that this was water right here, and there probably is water somewhere out there, but everything we can see is like sand or dirt. There's no water that we can define. So, I mean, it's low tide, I guess, but how far out is the water? This must be so flat that the water is able to be completely gone, but it looks like it will come back. Like this has definitely been touched by water. But this dock is only like 2 feet high. This is a weird image, I'll give you that much. And not just because of the random Christmas tree. This is very strange. What am I even looking at here, dude? A bridge to nowhere over a beach that doesn't exist? A beach without water? A beach without water is just sand, bro. Do not enter, it says. Nice, this is cool. This makes me think of like post-apocalyptic movie. You know, like human structures are all overrun with plants, but this is just like a freeway, so this is probably active. It's just that there's no reason to clean up down here. It looks cool, and it also looks like a tunnel to like Elysium. It looks like a green tunnel to like a better life, you know, like a portal to a very lush place. I would take these monkey bars all the way down. The grocery store, looking kind of liminal these days. They definitely didn't have stuff to populate the rest of the shelves, but I think that the better move would have been to just put them all on one section and just leave the rest of them empty. You're not fooling anyone by doing this. We're not like, oh wow, the shelves are stocked. They're not in low supply at all. Look, all the shelves are full. This looks worse. 2 for $4, you think that's a deal? $2 each is a deal? No way, dude. Yeah, I mean, we got a grocery store one. You gotta get a grocery store one. So funny. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was the wrong idea. The castle in the middle of nowhere. Very nice. Definitely a photoshopped image. Someone took a very Disney-looking, whimsical castle and put it onto the skyline there. It reminds me of that actual castle, though. The one in France. This one, which part of me still can't believe this is even real. Like, this image makes it look even more crazy than it is, but at the same time, it's kind of crazy, dude. This is not like a liminal space image, but this is a real place, just like off the coast here, or on the coast, I guess, probably, rather. But this is like very liminal, and this is just an actual image. Look at this. This is like a Hogwarts in the distance, on a perfectly flat green pasture, and then blue sky. Like, this is peak liminal space, I think. This one is almost like too detailed of a castle to feel liminal. So I think I get what they were going for. Like, this feels like a whimsical child dream castle. It's like what a kid would dream, you know? Like, oh, look, there's a cool castle, like from a Disney movie in the background, you know? This is more like dreamcore, whereas this feels like just like a wild kind of liminal image. But yeah, I like it. Good idea. I love the green field with the blue sky and then something in the distance. Well, let's end with that one, huh? Pretty good stuff. Anyway, I feel like we got some good ones today. A lot of things inside other things today. I want to go go-karting in a cave now. I would like to stay in a hotel in a warehouse now. And screw it, I'd like to have a cabin inside of a storage room while I'm at it, you know? That'd be sweet. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel like it. Good old liminal space, huh? It's always there for us. Never disappoints. And I'm happy it's still going strong. Like, it's just every month there's a new crop of like the best liminal space images I've ever seen. Like, you'd think after we've looked at this so many times we would be done, but then something like this shows up and we're just like mind blown all over again. Like, it's the first time. Crazy. I love it. It's so cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.